Hayes.
Now the ball pops loose, and Maple Grove's going to have it.
Right out in front, they score.
Hello and welcome to Sports Jam on Channel 12. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. Ahead today on the show, highlights from top 5 matchups in girls and boys basketball. And we'll meet the steady goaltender for the Breck boys hockey team, plus our plays of the week.
Let's vault into the show with gymnastics. The Wayzata Trojans are the defending Lake and Section 6AA champions. They are out to defend that conference title last week in their final dual meet of the season. Trojans at home to face Minnetonka. This is Wayzata's Andy Poles. She lands with a score of 8.8 on the vault, second highest for the Trojans. She was second in the vault to Claire Lorbiecki, who also won the uneven bars. Lorbiecki with a score of 9.3 on the bars. To the balance beam. And Poles scores a season high 9.20. And that's the top score for either team in this event. The skippers kept the beat close through the beam competition. Gabby Evans scores a 9.0 for Minnetonka. But Wayzata is outstanding in the floor exercise, and that helps them pull away to win. Maddie Aaaron with a score of 9.25, one of 3 Trojans to top 9.2. Lorbiecki won the event, scoring a 9.425. Wayzata wins the conference title, scoring 138.65 on the night to beat Minnetonka. We'll hear from the Trojans later in the show. In the Northwest Suburban Conference, Park Center continues their steady rise over the past 2 seasons. The Pirates hosting Osseo, which co-ops with Fridley and Maranatha. This is Park Center Haley Illy. She vaults her way to a meet high score of 9.35 on the vault. Helps the Pirates get off to a good start. Osseo's top all-rounder is 8th grader Rebecca Anderson, who scores an 8.0 on the vault. In the uneven bars, Park Center's Maddie Clausen records the meet's high score. He swings to an 8.45 score. To the balance beam, a good night for the Pirates there, including for Emily Lance. She lands with a score of 8.35. Kanisha McClellan finishes 3rd in the floor exercise as Park Center scores 134.725, the highest for a Pirates team, as Bruce Smith took over as head coach 2.5 decades ago.
In girls hockey, 2 top 10 teams in Class A faced off as 3rd-ranked Breck faced number 1 Blake. The Mustangs on their home ice for this one. After a scoreless first, the offenses erupt in the second. Blake's up 1-0 when Breck's Kendall Williamson beats Anna Krusel with a backhand to tie it. 19 seconds later, Blake regains the lead when Carly Bullock dives to put in the rebound, scoring her second of the game. That makes it 2-1 Bears. 22 seconds after that one, Leah Schwartzman drops the pass back to Grace Zumwinkle. A nice move on Krusel to make it 2-2 after 3 goals in the span of just 41 seconds. After another Breck goal, the Mustangs strike again when Schwartzman steals the pass and puts it past Krusel with just 0.8 seconds to play in the second. Gives the Mustangs a 4-2 lead heading into the third. But the Bears come back. They tie it up on the power play with this pretty passing sequence that ends up with Bullock's 3rd of the game, and it's 4-4. With a minute and a half left, Breck's Gabby Billing gets the puck knocked off her stick, but it goes right to Zumwinkle, who beats Krusel on the stick side. The Mustangs upset top-ranked Blake 5-4 in a thriller that sends the team's confidence soaring as they get closer to section play.
Now the whole team knows that, like, okay, yeah, we can beat them, we can play with them, and like now we have the momentum going into the next potential game. So I think this is a great win. The team's super pumped, and we'll be able to carry this out throughout the season.
In boys hockey, Maple Grove has faced a lot of tough teams, and their record is below 500, but the Crimson hope to be in the mix in Section 5AA. They faced Section foe Centennial last week. First period, Maple Grove strikes first on the rush. Jack Kelly to Sam Huff for the goal, and it's 1-0 Crimson. Later in the first, Centennial's Justin Hubble picks the puck up behind the net, flips it out front. Cody McLean beats Brady Goodman, and we're tied at 1 heading into the intermission. In the second, on a power play, Connor Levick's shot rebounds out front. Colton Berg buries it, and Centennial's up 2-1. 3 minutes later, early in a power play, Levick's shot is stopped, but Tyler Nyman puts the Cougars up 3-1 with a rebound goal. Crimson trying to fight back. Great passing as Sam Franta finds Huff for the one-timer. That gets Maple Grove back within one, but that's all they get as the Cougars win it 3-2 to split the season series.
The Breck boys hockey team is on a good roll as we speed toward the end of January. The Breck boys playing at St. Paul Academy. Second period, Charlie Gamer with the quick shot, and David Husband bangs the rebound in for a 3-1 Mustangs lead. Still in the second, Tyler Lindstrom chips the rebound in the top corner for a 4-1 lead. It's part of a big night for Lindstrom, and Breck wins 5-2. We'll meet Mustangs goalie Stephen Headrick later in our Sports Jam Spotlight. Two local squads were part of the boys' state true team swimming and diving meet over the weekend at the U of M. In Class AA, Minnetonka is the champion, followed by Stillwater and Eden Prairie. Egan is fourth and Edina fifth. Local team Wayzata places 11th of 12. In Class A, Breck Blake is the runner-up behind champion St. Thomas Academy. Will Grassel won the 200 IM, Nick Van Oppen the 50 freestyle, and Humphrey Pruitt the 100 breaststroke for Breck Blake.
Good showing by the Bearstangs.
Yeah, not a bad showing to finish in second place there, and of course they'll get ready for the actual high school league section and state meet coming up later on. Still to come on Sports Jam, highlights from the wrestling mat and the hardwood. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Sports Jam, and time to talk basketball and the game between two of the area's and the state's best teams.
Yeah, great crowd on hand, including this guy stopping by to stop and watch some of it. Champlin Park and Maple Grove. And here's a fitting highlight for Champlin Park. Theo John gets the block inside. Marty Hill pushes it up court, and he finds Jeremy Johnson for an open three-pointer in transition. But Maple Grove has a strong first half. Brad Davison sinks the long three-pointer from the right side for a 17-13 Crimson lead. Mitchell Rexted comes off the bench firing as he nails a three to increase the Crimson lead to 7. Davison drives and hurries the shot up onto the glass, and Reed Nicko follows up with the dunk here for Maple Grove. Champlin Park, though, closes the half well. JT Gibson's three with about a half minute left evens the score up at 31-31 at the half. It stays close early in the second. John with a nice jump hook here to tie the game at 33-all. Taiwan Pickford has a good game for Maple Grove with 19 points. This baseline shot puts the Crimson back up by 1. Gibson attacks the basket well in the second half. He gets all the way for the layup here in transition. He scores 20 points. Johnson hits a three to put the Rebels up by 6. They pull away late and win this one 73-58.
Cooper and Wayzata used to play regularly in all sports in the Classic Lake, and prior to that, Lake Conference. The Hawks and Trojans boys basketball teams matched up in non-conference play. The Hawks get the bounces early, a pass off a Cooper player's head. Ron Pickford then gets it to Jason Edwards, and he nails the three. Cooper gets the hoop anyway. Edwards will get an assist here as Melvin Newburn makes a nice shot fake, hits the jumper, and it's quickly 10-2 Hawks. But Wayzata comes back. Alex Jensen finds Johnny Benedict cutting for the floater. The Trojans take the lead 22-20. Later in the first half, Ryan Lindbergh drills the three from the top of the key, and the Trojans are up 10. They lead by 7 at halftime. Second half, Lindbergh chases down the long rebound and feeds Jack Sawada for a three. Part of a 20-point night for Sawada. Cooper closes the gap. Newburn turns the corner, rises up for the jam. And the Hawks get within 5, 22 points for Newburn in the game. Wayzata never loses the lead. It goes in the post, Troy Lawanchi, Gavin Baumgartner for the runner. And then after he gets his steal, Baumgartner eludes the defenders near midcourt and banks in another runner. Wayzata improves to 13-4 with a 72-64 win. They did lose to Maple Grove on Saturday. In girls basketball, the Lake Conference features some great matchups. Top-ranked Hopkins met up with number 3 Minnetonka Friday night at the Lindbergh Center. Tonka goes on an early run. Kayla Mershon gets the rebound and put back for a 20-11 lead. Ashley Bates drives and scores for Hopkins, starting a big night for the junior. Courtney Frederickson will get a rebound and basket. The Skippers maintain their lead in the first half. But Hopkins chips away, and Evelyn Knox's three-pointer gives the Royals a 33-31 halftime lead. Second half, and Hopkins swings it around to Nia Holly for a three-pointer. And the Royals begin to pull away, and then they turn up their defensive pressure. Holly gets the steal, dishes to Bates on the break for 2. Hopkins showing why they are number 1. They are fast in transition. Bates to TT Starks for the hoop and foul. Royals lead 53-40. They go on to win it 70-55.
We just really focus on defense and being really precise with our plays and making it a fast-paced game. When we run fast, nobody can keep up with us.
In the boys' game between those schools, Hopkins beat Minnetonka 97-79. Xavier Johnson and John Warren combined for 49 points for the 6th-ranked Royals, who have now won 9 straight games and are 4-0 in Lake Conference games. Wayzata's girls basketball team didn't face a Lake Conference foe Friday, but they still met a tough opponent as they faced the Rogers Royals. Rogers ready from the start. They beat the press, and Marina Nowak scores 2 inside for a quick 9-0 lead. Nowak has 17 points total to lead the Royals. Off the inbounds play, Wayzata's Mimi Schrader, quick move on the baseline. The Trojans fight back to within 11-7. Hannah Hiring misses on the short shot, but Annie Robertson steals the outlet pass, gets an easy 2 here, and she scores 9 points in the game for the Trojans. But the Royals lead throughout the first half. Taylor Anderson hits the baseline pull-up here for a 24-14 lead. It's 29-21 Rogers at halftime. Second half, and Anderson finds Haley Thingleson for the corner 3. And Rogers' lead is 13. Wayzata tries to stay in it. Robertson steals the outlet pass and gets in for the layup. Rogers dominates the second half of play. Taylor Paulsrud knocks down the pull-up jumper, and the Royals hold Wayzata to 11 points in the second half, and they win it 59-32.
First year of play in the new IMAC conference as Providence hosted Bracken girls basketball. Clara Counts rebounds the missed 3-pointer for the Lions and muscles in the putback here for a 14-6 Providence lead. Nice feed here from Sophie Keppel to a cutting Mackenzie Murtha for the layup, and the Lions go up by 13. Down double digits early in the second half, the Mustangs rally. Cecily Hibbs scores in the paint here for 2 for Breck. And Raven Dubois will drain a long 3. She leads Breck with 13 points as the Mustangs get as close as 2 points. But the Lions come back and close the game strong. Keppel with a 3 from the wing. The sophomore nets 23 points to lead Providence. Caroline Mahald scores another 3 later in the game as Providence turns it into a rout in the second half. They win 55-31. They are now 10-6. In prep wrestling, Plymouth neighbors Wayzata and Armstrong aren't in the same conference, but they are in section 6-3A together. They met up as part of a quad meet with Rocori and Minneapolis South. It's all Wayzata in the early going. Mark Valeria slaps the cradle on Gunnar Johansson in the 113-pound match, and he'll get the pin for a 9-0 Trojans lead, and it is part of a trend in this one. Next match at 120, Aj Davis sees a chance for the cradle, and it doesn't take long from there as he pins Damon Barley of Armstrong. More of the same at 126 pounds. The cradle is the pinning hold of choice again. David Curry sticks James Young, and it's 21-0 Wayzata. They're well on their way. Up to 145, Sam Gilseth keeps the ball rolling for the Trojans as he gets the pin with another cradle. That one makes it 37-0 Wayzata. Armstrong does win 3 straight matches at 170, 182, and 195. Here in the 195-pound match, Ben Unger keeps working until he gets the fall to beat Jamani Buckner of the Trojans. But Wayzata wins the last 2, including a win for Bryson Wilkins at heavyweight as Wayzata rolls 55-16. They go 2-1 for the night, while Armstrong is 1-2. And Armstrong's Zach Rigg notched his 100th career win later that night.
Congratulations to him. Next up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet a goalie who has made the most of his opportunity to step into the lineup this season.
The Breck boys hockey program has high expectations every year, and by those standards, this has been a bit of a down season, although the team is starting to roll of late. One constant for the Mustangs has been senior goalie Stephen Headrick. Jason Melillo profiles Headrick in this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
You can't say Stephen Headrick is a conventional goalie.
If you were to look at my mask, I have quite a few dents on my head from stopping the puck willingly with my head.
But no matter what body part he uses, Headrick can usually stop the puck. The Breck senior has played every minute of every game this winter for the Mustangs, posting a goals against average under 2, despite having never started a varsity game before this season.
We knew he could be our guy and was going to be our guy. We just didn't know, he hasn't started before. So there's always that question, but like I said before, he exceeded all our expectations, and knock on wood, I mean, he's got to keep it up. He's an important, part of this whole deal for us.
I definitely have noticed some of the kind of aches and pains, if you will, of playing game after game, but I realize I have to be prepared, and I mean, I may be pulled out at any time, but as long as I can prepare myself to the best of my ability for each game and help my team out as much as I can, I know that will hopefully become successful.
Headrick has worn the goalie pad since he was 6 years old. It was really the only place he ever wanted to be on the ice.
My dad actually grew up playing hockey in Texas, and so he played a little bit, played throughout college, but then actually started coaching us when we were younger. And the first time I started playing goalie, he actually he was like, well, if you want to play, let's play. So he stuck me right in the net, dead center. I had no idea what I was doing, and went to the blue line, took a shot, hit me right in the head, fell over, and I skates over and goes, do you still want to play goalie? And ever since then, I've never looked back.
During games, Headrick says he's at his best when he stays calm and doesn't think too much. But calm wasn't something that Stephen Headrick experienced much growing up. That's because he's a quadruplet. His brother Chase came first, followed by Stephen, Caroline, and Stephanie. All are currently seniors at the Breck School.
It creates for an interesting family dynamic, which is always fun. There's a lot of commotion. People are always running around in our house, and it makes for a good time to kind of grow up, and it's always fun to be around the family. So I love having 2 older brothers, which kind of makes me the young one to get picked on a lot, but it's nice to have 2 sisters as well.
Headrick and his teammates believe they're getting better as the season moves along and will be poised to make a run for another section title. With number 39 between the pipes, the Mustangs have a good chance. Jason Melillo, 12 Sports.
Thanks, Jason. Breck won their 15th game of the season Saturday as Stephen posted a shutout in a 7-0 win over Rochester Lords. Another family note for Stephen Headrick, his grandfather is Roger Headrick, former president and CEO of the Minnesota Vikings. John talks gymnastics with the Wayzata Trojans as Sports Jam returns.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. The Wayzata Gymnastics team, Lake Conference champions again here in 2015, and they join us now on the show. We'll start with Claire Lorbiecki, one of the senior co-captains for the team. And Claire, your meet against Minnetonka senior night, what was it like to be in this gym as a competitor for the final time?
Well, it was just really exciting. We all had a lot of adrenaline going. It's our last home meet of the season, so we all just wanted to have fun and do our best, and I think that's what we did tonight.
You've had some injuries on the team. How tough is that as you try to compete and keep the season going and build towards sections in a couple of weeks here?
I'd say it's tough. It's more tough mentally than physically, really, because I know that all the competitors really want to get out there, and so it's hard to just sit by and watch. But we're getting better. Our injuries are starting to heal, so I think we'll be good for sections in state this year.
Each year is a little bit different. Seniors graduate, you have new girls come in. Overall, how has this team come together as the season has progressed?
Well, we did lose a few good seniors last year, but I think the younger girls have really stepped it up this year, and it's just been a really great season overall.
The state meet is coming up next month, and you can't quite think about that, but I'm sure it's in the back of your head as a senior. Do you have goals for yourself and for your team, what you'd like to see accomplished there?
Well, I'd really like to make it to state as a team and individually this year, and hopefully get up on the podium.
Congratulations on the season so far. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Maddie, Aaron, another senior and another captain, and same opening question for you. What is this like for you on senior night and to compete with these girls one final time here at home?
It was great. I am going to miss it so much. It was so fun. We're all really happy to compete again, and for our last meet, it was really fun.
Your top scores have been right around 139. Are you happy with that? And what's the potential for this team, do you think, as a point total?
I'm happy with it. We all try hard, and so we're happy all with it. But I think once the injured people get back in, we'll get our scores up more. So, yeah.
You've got 2 meets left before the section meet. What do you work on those final meets before the big section meet and trying to improve yourself and as a team?
Probably like consistency and execution, just trying to get it all together and put everything together, I guess, and make it great.
A lot of the teams that you see in your conference season, you'll see at the Section 6 AA meet. What do you expect there against some of these teams, and who are the teams you're going to have to watch for at section time? It's going to give you the toughest competition.
I mean, Minnetonka is really up there. They're probably our toughest competition right now, but I think that we hope to win.
Maddie, good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Carly Holden, and your team is, every year you have to go through injuries. I know this is not a new thing for you as a head coach, but how do you work through it with your girls and have that next girl step up who's got to be a varsity competitor?
It's tough to do that. It's tough. But I think these girls understand and they want to do it. JV wants to be a part of varsity, so they're willing to put in the work so they can become a part of that varsity team.
Each team has its own personality. How would you describe this team?
This year's tricky. They feed off each other, and that's what I like. They're coming together as a team, and they're their own unique individuals. So I'd have to say that would be.
You've got 2 invites left before the section meet, Breck and Minnetonka. What kind of emphasis do you put on scores in those, or are you just working on individual skills and trying to get each of these girls better prepared for the section meet?
It's not really worrying about the scores right now. I don't want them to focus on the numbers. I just want them to focus on their connections. And there's a couple skills that we've been working on that each girl has, and I want to put those in. So I want to focus on that instead of the numbers.
Congratulations on the season, Lake Conference champions.
Thank you.
Carly Holden and Claire Lorbiecki, Maddie Aaaron from Wayzata Gymnastics. And again, they will compete along with the other teams in the Section 6 AA meet that comes up February 14th at Edina High School. We'll take time out and be back and wrap up Sports Jam. First, our plays of the week.
Johnson to John for the hammer.
Sharing your passion starts with taking that first step. Take Will, for example. His first step was taking free TV classes at Northwest Community Television. He's learning production skills and now has access to cutting-edge equipment. He's working on local music productions, meeting new people, and gaining experience needed to produce his own show. Best of all, he's sharing his passion for music with others in his community. Share your passion. Visit nwct.org.
Our game of the week is a District 279 rivalry game in boys basketball as Osseo hosts Park Center. Watch the game live Tuesday night on Channel 12 and 12.tv or catch the replays Thursday night at 7 or Saturday at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
And that'll do it for this week's show.
Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next time here on Sports Jam.